Besides it's being a pleasure always, from the beginning onwards, as you mentioned, I think it's the audience and the roost of speakers, which is always very interesting. And I have observed that over the years the quality has improved, has really got a level which is on the top edge, I would say. So also the discussions are very interesting and inspiring, even for me as having some experience in the field. It's always interesting to see other people's views, and by the questions of the attendees, you get new views, and this open up the discussion and helps in creativity, in finding solutions and finding new views. It was obvious that the general data processing rule of the European Union is in everybody's mind, and it has a lot of nexus to the export control topics. So Sven Willen's presentation, Sven Willen from Caterpillar, on this topic, I think was very topical and gave a lot of practical hints and a lot of insights. And this is what is very important to not only look to the field of export compliance, but also see the connection with other things and where you could link up and do the right thing together. Well, the point is you always have to see where there are pitfalls which are not so obvious. And the topic about the information and communications technology is a very wide field. And sometimes it's a bit secluded to the export control professionals, because the ICT people always have their own speak. It's like they're from another world. And by that, it's very difficult to get the understanding together. So I wanted to provide some kind of, say, laundry lists of elements to go down, to ask to ICT people, and on the other hand to understand that the CIO and the export control officer, they are not natural enemies like it's sometimes perceived. Both are service providers to the business, and both should have the interest to keep the business free from interruption, free from disruption, and run as smooth as possible. So they have a common interest, and I think this is the stress, because they both do a service to the people who really create the value. Compliance needs a direct access to the top level of the company management, ideally to the CEO. If this is within the legal counsel function or not, or outside and a standalone function, depends a bit on the structure of the company as well. I think the important thing is that there is the direct reporting line to the top management in order to be heard and to have also the right to intervene and to highlight things as and when it is really necessary, because then it is urgent. So I don't see that as an issue where the organization is being put, as long as the right in order to intervene and in order to make themselves known and heard in urgent situation is there. As the access is the important thing, and the information flow, and the right also to stop things. That is the important thing, right, no matter in which organization.
Access to the top, really.
Yes, yes, because it's a top issue. When something goes wrong in compliance, then it really goes wrong. I'm a bit concerned that trade controls may again be turned into a weapon of trade war, as it has sometimes been in the past, and I think this would be the totally wrong approach to that. Trade controls are there in order to protect certain know-how and certain technology, not to proliferate freely, in order to avoid that it's going to the wrong hands. Therefore, they need to be there. For some exchanges, they're a burden, but I mean, these are laws, and we need to abide by the laws. But we need to think about the original function of it in order to avoid. It's a non-proliferation issue, trade controls, and non-proliferation is not only for nuclear things. So it's a wide range of technologies, and there should be a common interest, at least of nations which share common values, in order to protect what needed to protect it, and not to be misused as a weapon of trade war.